This is your moment. This is your moment in time. This is your moment. This is your moment.
Hi Taurus, welcome to your February forecast. Let's take a look what's going to be coming your way. Alright. It's only the month of January, and thank goodness it's already the end of the month, and there are a lot of things that already took place in different parts of the world. A lot of disasters that kept all of us preoccupied. And if you're not affected in one of those disasters, good for you. But I'm sure that most of you are going through your own personal disasters, especially that the retrograde is fastly approaching. Anyway, looks like there will be some not really an offer, but more of like a pending proposal or pending request that will finally be granted, and that you will be hearing from this company or from this clients or people within the next 6 days or within 6 weeks, okay, starting this month. Now you also need to learn how to be a little bit more be more proactive, be more creative, because they want to see if you can really think out of the box and you're not really one of those common workers, okay, is that that they actually see, or that they usually have on their board. So they're looking for somebody that's different, unique, a standout, and somebody who can do their job without, using the normal rule or without being so common and stuff like that. I'm not really sure, the field or industry that you're in or that you're trying to go for, but it seems like they're looking for somebody who's more of a new blood. Okay? All right. Okay. Okay, I'll be pulling out more clarifications. There is like money opportunity that you're kind of waiting for. But in the past, you've been like so disappointed because this money or opportunity that you're waiting for did not really arrive, or did not really, get finalized or get approved at the time that you really intended to have it. So you are like starting all over again, the process of either reapplying or reappealing or something like that, and it's like you are getting a little bit more frustrated. Now you will be traveling within the next 2 days, 2 weeks, or 2 months, and it seems like you've been like patiently waiting for the right opportunity, but you feel like you're in the wrong direction. You're going to the wrong direction, you're going to the wrong place, or you're going to, it's like you're listening to the wrong signal, okay, or the wrong place. So I feel like at this point, at the time that you're about to give up, somebody will be calling you, or somebody will be communicating with you, and you're gonna be very happy because I'm picking up letter J. Okay, a city that starts with letter J. It seems like you're it seems like this city, the name of the city, is something that already passed by in your thought, or it's something that you have already like think about moving into or going for or something like that. And you tried to go to that place before, but it did not really work out. So now, this is the sign that you've been looking for. It is the sign that you're waiting for. If you're working in the medical field, I feel like this is more of a public or government kind of a hospital or a government related field, but it's in the like line of medicines, medical hospital, or something like that. Okay. And if you're into the law enforcement, then I feel like this is, like a government or military that's going to be calling you in. And you're going to be very happy because your problems will be resolved. The only thing here is you have to move. You've been thinking about this for quite some time already, especially that your lease will be up around April. Then this is the time that you should start looking for a new house, because definitely right before April or right before your lease expires, you will be moving. All right? You've been thinking about this, but then you will be getting the sign, like, yes, do it. It's time for you to move. And you will also be traveling for work, or your work has something to do with traveling, or that you have to, sacrifice a little bit, like going back and forth and travel for a little bit longer every day. That's why it's really necessary for you to move. Now, there's also lump sum of money that you will be getting. I'm picking up something about from the government or military or refund or like a payout or something like that. And it will just come right on time. Everything, it's like for you this month, everything is falling into place and everything is now explaining itself or answering your questions why things did not really work out in the past. So, well, not because that you already have the money, you're going to be splurging and you're going to be like spending here and there. No, try to conserve it, okay, until that you're already like stable and more in a solid concrete, I mean in a like a concrete foundation or a solid foundation. And the things that you have been wishing for, finally you're going through a full transition. You just need to keep your feet on the ground, focus on your work, have a little bit of a discipline, and try to map out or create a blueprint of where you really want to go in the future. Okay, instead of just going with the flow. Plus, if you're single, being with somebody or being in a relationship, especially if you're in a very complicated situation with somebody that you don't know if the two of you are together, if the two of you are just like, like Jack and Jill. Okay, so avoid any serious relationships or commitments. It's okay for you to have fun as long as you're not going to be falling in love. Okay, which is sometimes it's impossible for other people. But at this point, just try to set aside the love, have fun, have sex if you really want to, but do not have any personal attachment because you have to concentrate in rebuilding yourself again. Otherwise, you're just going to be wasting this chance. Okay? Now, when it comes to your finances, like what I said, there are some. If you've been trying to look for a job, or if you've been trying to look for a different field, or like a career change, or if you're trying to ask your boss, like, I want that position, or I can be in that position, or my performance is good for, to be in that position. So now that will be reviewed again. You will be on top again, and you'll be on top of their list. I feel like you'll be very happy because second week of this month, the moment that you have been waiting for to get approved, to get called, or to sign a contract, or whatever it is finally reshaping and coming, and you will be, you will be like forming, like how you'll be rebuilding your foundation again. Okay, because it did not really work out in the past. You've been like struggling, you don't know where to go, you don't know what to do. So at this point, you will be thinking more of, okay, this is the best strategy. Okay, I want to prove myself that I am really worthy of it. Now, you'll feel a little bit stuck, because the responsibilities are heavy, expectations are big. So you feel like you don't know if you can really You don't know if you can really meet their expectations, but somehow you want to prove them right for trusting you. And you want to show them that they have made the right decision. Okay? You're a very strong person. Changes are coming your way, new beginnings, new chapter. And I also feel like you will be working for an air sign man. Or you're going to be working for an air sign, for an air industry. Love life. If you're currently married, there has been a lot of combating and battling and constant, you have a thing for the air signs this month. Especially if you're with an air sign right now, if somebody has been acting so cold and distant and being so antagonistic, or they're instead of them helping you, they're being so sarcastic, and at the same time they're not really helping. Okay, so they're expect that there will be more competitions in this relationship, but then in the end, you will just realize, like, what the heck are we doing? Like, we are fighting against each other. We are competing against one another instead of acting like a team. So there will be some clarifications, and there will be some clarity into each other's intentions, and you will both wake up and suddenly feel like you are not really helping the situation. Okay? You still got a long way to go, especially for those newly married ones, or especially if you just moved in together. You still have a long way to go. You still have a lot to build. And you still have a lot to prove. Communications is also a plus. Actually, it's not a plus. It is the major one. Okay, it should be the main foundation of your relationship that you need to hone. Okay, so you are the one who should carry the relationship instead of your partner, even though your partner acts and feels like they're the masculine, or they're the apple of the relationship. You're a very strong person, but at the same time, sometimes your partner feels a little bit weak and depressive and easily gives up whenever there are some tough times around. Okay, so you will have a happy family, or you and your family will still be happy, but the only thing here is you have to rearrange and fix your differences, and you also need to talk things out instead of just expecting to for things to work out on their own, and for things to just sort out on their own, and did not like you're not gonna do anything, and instead you just brush it off under the carpet and project that it's gone. Okay, so you need to meditate, and you need to reflect. Although I feel like there is, to some of you, you will be going through some, what they call this, some heartbreaks, or some love triangle situation with a fire sign. Or if you're with a fire sign, okay? Expect that there will be some things that you will be discovering about this person, their ill intentions, how they really feel about you, what is their main thing about this relationship. And by the time that the tough times are here, that's the only time that you can see who they really are, and you'll definitely see their real color this month. Okay, sex life, singles, looks like you're gonna have a very active connection with some of the people that you're going to be meeting, but I feel like it's more of an exploratory stage for you. Okay, some of you will be having sex with your coworkers, and some of you will be randomly meeting people in a party. And don't drink too much this month. You need to concentrate in your career, you need to concentrate in your well-being, that if you really want to find the right one, self-love and self-respect is the key. Okay, I also feel like you're gonna be meeting a lot of people this month that are not really, let's say, for real, or not really looking for a real relationship or commitment. Now, there is somebody that you're gonna be meeting around third week of February, but it's this person is already married. they only look like knight in shining armor because they are, a little bit older, matured, stable, full of promises, and they definitely know their ways to men or women. So it's like they're gonna be very like a sweet talker and sugary, and for you it's like, wow, this is refreshing, rather than those younger peeps that I've been like dating, and it's like, the next morning is so boring. So you're gonna get so attracted and magnetized with this person's charisma and this person's appeal, but be very careful because I feel like this person is not for real. Plus, make sure that you're gonna be checking for some signs of narcissism. Okay? Alright, now when it comes to your health will be doing good, for the first 2 weeks, but you need to have some balanced diet. Your eye problems, okay, and also your asthma issues, having some problems breathing, especially at night, bronchial problems, lung infections, or lung issues. You also need to stick around with vegetables for a little while this month. Avoid any red meat, okay? And your immune system will also be a little bit more compromised because you will have heavy fever by the end of the month. Okay, so be very careful. So be very careful for any airborne diseases or any passed on diseases that you can just get from any other people, especially if you've been mingling with a crowd every day. Okay, you also need to have some water therapy, for you to release your stress, and the weakening of your immune system is actually coming out from your heavy stress this month, especially if you're pregnant. All right. Now, when it comes to your oracle cards, the path that you're on right now seem to be really thorny. It's sad to say that you're not really in the right track. Okay, you need to go back, you need to turn around, retrace back your steps, and go back to start. It's not going to be that long for you to reach your real destination, but I feel like if you will try and continue, with this journey, you are just going to stray away, or you're just going to incur more delay. So the easier way for you is retrace back your steps, go back, choose a different way. And don't let yourself get distracted. Like what I said, if you're single, okay, don't get involved in any other serious relationships at this point. Now, spring is almost, like just a few weeks away. Most of your hard works and most of the things that you've already worked hard for in the past, it will be coming into fruition. The only thing here is you need to be a little bit more patient. If you're thinking that you should harvest, or it's time for you to harvest those things that you have already gathered, and those things that you have already put in all of your hard works in the past that you have already planted, and you feel like, okay, it's time for harvest, and you can't see any fruition, or you can't see anything at this point, or any result, you need to be a little bit more patient, because it's going to be like an extended thing, and definitely you will be seeing some fruits of your labor. Okay, you also need to have some guidance. Listen to like a very wise teacher, or somebody who can guide you, give you some insights, take you to a place where you're supposed to be, where you needed to be. And you also need to find your center, the balance, and reach your higher self, for you to reach the proper wisdom, for you to resolve your situation right now, because you are too stressed out. You've been thinking a lot of unnecessary things and planning a lot of unnecessary things. You've been too distracted for far too long already. Okay? And finally, finally, you're going to be taking a different way. You have to take a different route. The path that you're going to be taking in soon, you have to track them alone, or on your own. Okay? And you're going to get through it, but you just need to pull more strength. Do not go to a journey with blindfolds, okay? Because otherwise, you're just gonna get distracted. And listen to your heart and to your instinct. Do not follow what you hear. Do not follow whatever you see. Because sometimes, the devil always uses a disguise of, like an imagery or like an illusion, something that you can hear, or they can just scare you, with whatever it is that can distract you. Sometimes they're just gonna pin or focus on your weakness. So at this point, listen more to your instinct. Let it be your navigator. Okay. Anyway, that's it for you for this month, Taurus. And if you want to talk to me live on the phone, and live in the calls, just go visit me at my website at sophiaangel.net.